Hey there, welcome back. Adnan Kaki, Branch Development Specialist with Fairway's first team at Fairway Independent Mortgage. We're here with a special guest. One of the newest additions to our first team is Ashley Rios from our now Oregon City branch. And so, Ashley, thank you so much for joining us today.
Yeah, of course.
And walk me through this. I mean, the last 12 months, at least 12 to 6 months or so, has been a little bit chaotic. When I say chaotic, a little bit like struggle, fearful.
For sure.
What are you hearing out there right now?
I'd agree. The last 6 to 12 months have been pretty hard on buyers. I know a lot of the people I've worked with or spoke with have really struggled and felt a little bit beat up by the lack of inventory. It's being a seller's market, so the bidding wars. Having to ask well over asking price, so feeling like they're getting into homes a little bit over their head with negative equity, things like that. So.
And that's because they're asking for more. Or
so they're paying more than the house is worth just because they want to be able to get into it, to beat out other offers, So I think that's really kind of made people feel a little defeated with the housing market. But I think about the last maybe 6 months, it's kind of taken a little bit of a shift into not quite a buyer's market yet, but heading that direction. Things are slowing down a little bit. Houses are sitting a little bit longer on the market than they were before.
Nice. And so, not to pivot too much in the middle of the conversation, I know you're probably on like mindset here. But when you say slow down, I mean a lot of buyers are out there who's like, is the market going to crash? And I know you have other videos that we're going to be like diving into that. But what's your immediate response to that? I mean, do you think it's going to crash? I mean, 2008, 2009 did happen. So what's going on out there?
I don't think it's going to. I've never really thought it was going to. I think a lot of people compare to 2008, where I feel like 2008 there was a lot more leniency with borrowing money. They weren't as strict. They didn't have as many guidelines. Where I feel like now it's actually the opposite, where they're a little bit overly analyzing people and their income and their
you have to actually pay the mortgage.
So you have to really they want to make sure that you qualify, and if something happens, that you're gonna be able to pay it even if you don't have an income. And they're going above and beyond to make sure that people are not going to lose their houses if something was to happen.
Okay, and then so going back to like the slowdown, then are they going? I mean, is it gonna be stagnant on the prices? I mean, I know we're not real estate agents. Real estate agents, but. What are the economists talking about, or analysts talking about with like prices? Are they going to increase? Are they going to stay the same?
From what I've heard and kind of researched a little bit, I think that they'll continue to increase. I mean, I think it's slowed down a lot compared to where it was like over the summer and earlier this year. But from what they've said, over the last couple of years, they say, Portland's going to be the next Seattle or San Francisco. I mean, we are on the West Coast, and the West Coast is pretty expensive, and we are one of the.
They keep moving here, right?
So everybody's moving here, and we are one of the cheaper big cities on the West Coast. So I do think it'll continue to increase.
And so, just to kind of wrap everything up here, how does this affect buyers? So you mentioned that they were getting exhausted, getting beat up, right? There's a zing word out there. It's called like buyer fatigue. And so for individuals that maybe kind of got beat up here in the last 6 to 12 months or so, like what would you tell them if they decided to pump the brakes? I mean, is it a good time? Can they buy now? I mean, what's going on?
I mean, I think that it is a good time to buy. Like I said, I do think that the market's going to continue to increase. The rates are still really low. But they are going to continue to increase. The rates are going to continue to go up, and so is the housing prices. And I think that if you can get into something right now, and I would say do it, because otherwise you kick yourself a year from now where you're like, oh, I'm paying X amount of dollars more for the same house I could have bought last year. So I don't think we're going to go backwards. So I think it is a good time to buy. Like I said, it is slowing down. So there's a little bit more room for it being a buyer's market. On some houses, you're seeing houses sit a little bit longer. So the sellers are more motivated to sell versus where, it's going on the market and within a day they have 30 offers and half of them are cash.
They realize that they can't get the extra $50,000
Yes,
for their
exactly.
house. No,
so,
that's amazing.
I mean, that's still happening, but not to this extent that it was. So.
That's awesome. Well, Ashley, thanks again for joining us today.
Yeah, of course. Thanks for having me.
Thank you all for listening in. If you have any questions pertaining to the market, or actually we're one of those individuals, we're looking to buy maybe a year ago, but got exhausted and decided to pump the brakes, or maybe we're just on the fence of buying, reach out to Ashley. Her contact is literally listed below, so feel free to give her a call. She's available by text, phone, and also email. She's a great resource to you, and she is licensed in Washington, Oregon, California, Idaho, and Texas. So that's pretty wide range.
Yeah, and Arizona.
And Arizona.
Yeah.
I mean, you name it. All the warm states and the cold states. So, well, thanks again, and we appreciate you guys for chiming in. We'll catch you guys next time.